We're talking about packing for a cruise, and no matter what trip you're doing, there's always a pinch point that helps guide how much you can pack, okay? And the pinch point might be that you're flying and you only want to carry on, or that your suitcase can only weigh 50 pounds, okay? The pinch point for me, this cruise, is that I'm going in the van, I'm driving the van with 6 other women, and so my pinch point is I probably shouldn't take up more than 1/6 of the space in the van. Okay, so in that spirit, I have decided that I'm gonna bring this carry-on bag, this backpack, and this tote. All right, you also have to think about walking on to the cruise port, right? So I can put this on my back, I can wheel this and carry this and be pretty mobile and not overly burdened. Okay, that's another pinch point I'm thinking about. Now, if you ever ride in the Travel Sisters van and there's 6 people in it, that'll probably be the maximum number of people. I need you to know that I'm hoping that we can fit 3 people's things in here, and then we have a luggage rack that has a sealed bag that we can put 3 more people's things on that rack. So I do believe we could fit easily 6 of what I brought, if not more, in the van for this trip, okay? So think about your pinch point and then back out from there to determine what suitcases and bags you're actually gonna bring, okay? And then let's head inside and we'll go through these bags. All right, we're ready to get to the meat of this packing demonstration, so let's do a little bit of setting the stage. Before I start packing, I look at what the weather is going to be like in the destination. So Bermuda, today, the lows are in the 70s, the highs are in the 70s. So next week, I don't think it'll be that much warmer, and it also tells me there's not a lot of differential. So I'm not packing my usual lots of layers approach that I do when I normally travel. I'm kind of keeping it light. If I wear sleeves, they're light cotton, that kind of thing that will keep me comfortable. Also, I've attended to some of the onboard realities of this specific cruise. So, for example, it's an older ship. It's a smaller ship. There's only 2,000 people on it. So unlike, and we're cruising on Royal Caribbean, so it's not like the Icon of the Seas, like a huge 7,000 passenger ship that's glitzy and glamorous. This is a really nice cruise, a little quiet, a little older population, and so that kind of sets the scene for the kind of vibe we might be seeing on board. The other thing is that it's an older crowd, like 55 and older, so that is important also. There might be some kids on it, but not a ton, and that's another factor that will kind of drive the vibe of the ship. I did look it up, and there are some theme nights. There's a Caribbean night, there's a dress your best night, and you of course don't have to participate in any of those things, even if you weren't a Travel Sister, but certainly as Travel Sisters, we know there's no coercion in the Travel Sister life. So nobody has any expectations that you will rigorously adhere to whatever dress-up opportunities exist, but of course they are available to you if you would like. And so I think it's kind of up to you to think about what your season of life is. Okay? I have been on cruises before where I dressed up on dress your best nights, and I was uncomfortable. I didn't really understand why I was doing it, and so I'm tending to dress a little more casually for this cruise, just to stay comfortable because I want to be comfortable. So, but I'm sure we'll see a range of those things on the cruise. Let's talk about things that you're not going to see that I definitely am going to pack. One is my passport. You don't have to have a passport on a closed-loop Caribbean cruise, but I recommend that if you have a passport, you definitely bring it instead of the birth certificate driver's license approach. Because if something unforeseen were to happen to you while we're at sea and you needed to fly back into the United States or be airlifted, you would have to have a passport. So I'm definitely taking my passport on this cruise. The second thing is I'm taking cash. I don't often have a lot of cash on me, but I find when I travel to South America or on cruises, it's a really good idea to just have a bunch of $1 bills, 5s, 10s, If I don't need them, fine, but I'm always finding that I'm glad I have them. It kind of gives me peace of mind. And the US dollar is always accepted in North and South America and Central America with gratitude. All right, some things I'm not packing. I'm not packing a hamper, okay? What you do is you take your suitcase on a cruise and you put it under the bed. So I use my empty suitcase as my dirty clothes hamper. You usually do on a cruise unpack your things and put them into some drawers or spaces or the closet. I'm not taking hangers. You can ask your room steward for hangers and they will bring you as many as you want. So I'm not packing hangers, though in the past I have. I am not packing a CPAP. I don't use a CPAP machine, but if you do, they have extension cords for those. They also have the distilled water, so there is no reason for you to pack those things if you use a CPAP machine. And let me check my notes. There's one more thing. Oh, if you like a soft bed, some people have actually packed a mattress topper before. You do not need to do that. You can ask your room steward and they will give you a mattress topper for your bed if you like something a little softer. So those are the things I am not packing. Let me make sure I got all of them correct. Okay, great. This is things I'm not packing. Let's start with what I am packing, starting with what I'm wearing, okay? I do not wear hats on a regular day when I'm living at home. I love hats when I'm traveling. The reason I love them is, one, they're natural shade for your eyes if you don't know where you put your sunglasses at the moment, and they protect you from weather. They're also really good for just covering up a bad hair day. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on vacation worrying about my hair, so I can put it pull it back and put a hat on and still look dressed for success or whatever that idea would be. But I'm going to take it off now. But I do love a hat, and I have a little hat clip on my bag where I can just clip it when I'm not wearing it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space in my luggage or anything else like that. It just hangs on my bag. So I'm a big hat advocate. If you're a travel sister, I do give you a lanyard. You'll see this cruise is dedicated to the memory of our very well-loved travel sister, Zoe Welsh. So we're going to be wearing this little attachment to our lanyards. But these lanyards are also good for just holding, if you have a hotel key card, we have a pre-night, they're good for holding those things, and you don't have to wear them, but also good for like finding one another on the ship or at a airport gate if we're flying out and don't all know each other. I'll also be giving all travel sisters a luggage tag for their luggage. You can have as many of those as you like. I also give everybody wax pillows for their ears to cut down on noise at night. If you are sharing a space with a roommate, they may not know that they snore. You may not know that you snore. So these are the best remedy for that I have found, and I always give them to you every time you travel with us. I'm also going to be giving everybody a magnet hook. These are great because the walls and doors in cruise ships are made of steel, and so you can attach these to the walls or the doors, and it'll be like an extra place to put the lanyard or a bathing suit or those kinds of things. So those are a handy thing that you'll be getting as well. Okay, then we have, let's start with this bag that I am taking. This bag, I'm not 100% certain about it. I'll get back to you about whether I am glad I took it or not. But I am not wearing a vest this time. I usually travel with a vest. And I've decided to forego that this time for a variety of reasons, and we'll see if I regret it. But a lot of the stuff I might normally have in my vest, I have here in front of me. So one is I always travel with my cell phone on me, like this. Sorry about the microphone. In this is my essential cards and my phone, of course, and then I don't lose that. I also always travel with a water bottle. This time I'm traveling with a hard-sided one that's not collapsible, and I always have it on me when I board a ship, or I'll have it in the car or whatever. So I like to have that on a strap so I don't leave my water bottle lying around when I have it with me. Okay? I always have my sunglasses, of course, a fan, and I always have my AirPods so that I can take phone calls or whatever without being on speakerphone. Okay? In this bag is one kind of like light cover-up that I will wear if I am like doing yoga and decide to go get some coffee or whatever, it'll just be a light cover up that's not very form-fitting, so I don't feel self-conscious if I'm wearing form-fitting clothes in public spaces. Okay, this is my travel coffee cup, which I love, and after I do yoga, I will go get some coffee, and what I love about this is it doesn't create any waste, and also I can just take it to go and take it back to my room or whatever, and then when I have it on me, I just feel confident that I can get whatever beverage I like and take it on the go. I will also have my gold Birkenstocks in here, but also these are my flip-flops for the actual beach. I don't like to wear my Birkenstocks on the beach. And then the rest of the stuff in this bag, this bag I'm going to leave in the van for the first pre-night stay in Baltimore. So the stuff that's in here is stuff that I probably won't need the first night we're there. So in here I always find when I get on board, I like to have a variety of different bags to enable me to kind of have what I need no matter where I'm going. One is this collapsible backpack. I like this to just throw on in the morning when I'm going to go do yoga or whatever. It has my coffee cup and water bottle and a yoga mat in it. Okay, so that's one bag. I also like to have a crossbody for when we're going on excursions, or I can even make the handle smaller and carry this kind of like a purse. That's another thing that I will have in this bag. Then here's my beach cover up. Here's my bathing suit. I'm only taking one, and my bathing cap in case I want to get in the water without getting my hair wet. I do have a waterproof cell phone pouch in case I want to get in the pool and take some images. And of course I have some sunscreen and a hair clip. So that is my kind of catch-all carry tote. And I imagine I could carry this with me into port. When we're on port days, maybe do some shopping, not have to carry a lot of bags, just by one clutch for those essential items. Okay, so that is my first bag I want to show you. Okay, the next item we're going to go through is my backpack, but before we break into this part of the presentation, I want to tell you that a lot of the items I'm showing you are available on our website, www.travelsistersnetwork.com. Always plural, travelsistersnetwork.com. Okay, one of the items is this. This is a very simple little strap kind of item, but I love it. You can attach it to any of your bags, and let's say you have a jacket that you don't want to have to hold around in your hand, you can set it in there, or this ring also. It's just a good utilitarian strap to take some things off your hands while you're traveling. So I always stick that on my backpack so I can transfer it to whatever bag I'm using. In the back of this here will be my laptop. So this is a work trip for me. So whoever's leading the Travel Sisters in travel, I'm always ready to help book different accommodations, flights, whatever our Travel Sisters in travel need. So that's a work space for me. All right, in the front of this backpack is on our website. I have my power bank for my phone, and I have this medication pouch, and this is on the website as well. Super handy to have a variety of medications over the counter on you. Remember, if you're traveling with prescription drugs, you do want to keep them in their original bottles if you're going to be on a flight, okay? Wouldn't be a bad idea. At any time you're boarding a cruise ship, they can check your bags. So keep that in mind. You are going through a security process, kind of like an airport. Just they care more about what's in your bags, not the weight of them or the size. There is a certain amount of alcohol you can take on board, like a bottle of wine is allowed. So you might want to attend to that if you're wanting to bring some of those items on board. I don't have any of those in this backpack, but there are a certain amount allowed. Okay? I always travel with my eye mask. This kind of makes it so that no matter what my roommate is up to, I can get some sleep when I'm ready. And then I have in a Ziploc bag here my kind of shower caddy. I always take a shower cap because sometimes you might want to just shower off real quick without washing your hair. And then of course I have my face soap and my razor and those things here. I also have on the website some bar shampoo and conditioner. We love that stuff in the Travel Sisters Network. It keeps you from any liquids leaking in your bag. So definitely check that out on the website if you are open to a bar type of shampoo and conditioner. I also always take this pouch in case anybody needs an ice compact and or an ice press, and then some tea and those things if anybody gets congested or needs a little TLC while they're on board. I'm sure, though, that the cruise stewards can bring anything to your room that you might need. There is 24-hour room service on a cruise. All right, I always take my big old clunky walking shoes. I find that if you're doing short excursions and those kinds of things, you just can't beat a good quality walking shoe, and fashion has to kind of go out the door. Then I am bringing this for charging all my things, okay? We're not traveling internationally, the regular US plugs will work, but on a cruise ship, you can't take a surge protector power strip. So if your power strip has a switch or a light on it, they might confiscate it. You actually have to have just kind of a standard plug-in device, not a surge protected plug-in device. So this is ugly, but I know it'll charge all my devices, and it's just a simple plug-in. And then I always take a light-up mirror in case the bathroom is full and my roommate is occupying it and I need to get ready real fast. So this is on the website and it allows me to pop in my contacts or do anything quickly to be ready to go. I always take a visor. That's on the website. I always take my travel yoga mat. I know that sounds crazy. You would think there's yoga mats on a cruise ship, but you wouldn't believe how hard they are to find. I don't know why, but I never regret taking mine, as that's a practice I really value no matter where I am. And then this is a straightening device. Sometimes I wear my hair straight like today. And this, you can charge it, and then it's cordless, and it gets very hot. And I use this internationally as well as on cruise ships, just in case I want to neaten up my hair if it's straight. And then this is my toiletries bag, and everything I need for toiletries will be in this bag. I love this bag. It will hang on an area in the bathroom, and just it won't take up counter space, and so I don't have to worry about my roommate having to navigate all of my toiletries. And I've used this enough that I know where everything is, and it's quite simple to kind of grab and go. All right, so that is my backpack. It's not really full right now. I'm sure there's a couple other things I could stuff in here, but that's where it's at for now. Ready. All right, moving on to my carry-on size suitcase. For whatever reason, I just tucked some no-show socks in this front here, so I want to confess that. There's probably a better place for them, but that's where they are for now. I have nothing in this space right now, so I'm sure before we go, I'll think of something to jam in there, if not a book or a magazine or something like that. Up here in this suitcase is my underwear, and then here in this first bag is some undergarments for when I'm wearing dresses, and yeah, just bras, those kinds of things. I should put the socks in that section. This is a scarf that everyone's going to be getting who's going on the cruise, so we can coordinate our look for Caribbean night. And you can see it kind of matches our inspiration. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we'll look pretty cohesive on that night. Then on this side is all of my clothes, and they're in packing cubes. I forgot to put this one athletic shirt in a packing cube, so it's kind of on its own. And then I have these very simple slippers. Got these in China. Boy, they've held up pretty well, actually, just so when I'm walking around the cruise stateroom, I have some simple slippers. I've basically divided this into 3 packing cubes. This one is my yoga clothes and my pajamas, okay? And sometimes I roll them and sometimes I just fold them. But in this, I have basically a pair of yoga pants, 2 tanks, a sports bra, maybe 2 sports bras, and some shorts and a tank top as pajamas. So that's a nice, tight little unit. And then here's what I call like my permanent press clothes. This includes some bottoms, some tops, but things that don't I don't have to worry about them wrinkling, I guess. And so I rolled and folded them. For example, I have 2 skirts that are serving as kind of bottoms. They look like this. Oh no, these are pants. These pants are on the website. They're just some kind of crop pants that are loose. They're nice in terms of coverage, but don't hold in a lot of heat because they're loose at the bottom. I've got a couple skirts like this that are, you can dress them up or dress them down. They're very, very comfortable, and they have kind of like shorts already in them, so they're just an integrated unit. I have a black one and a red one. And then I have a couple tank tops. I have a pair of tan pants. I have a pair of white pants. 1 sundress that I can dress up or dress down. And then this dress, I like this dress. I haven't used it before, but it can be just dressed up or dressed down. It's a nice material, and you could literally wear it to the beach, or you could wear it to dinner so, on one of the more casual nights. So I try to take some pieces that can be dressed up or dressed down just with little jewelry or a shoe, and that's kind of what this whole large compressed bag is about. Okay, and then this is all of my linen and 100% cotton ironed stuff. I'm not getting it out because I don't iron. So I ironed it one time. It's perfect. I folded it very, very carefully, and now I'm not going to touch it until I get to the cruise stateroom. But the top here is a top that has some sequins on it. It's a tunic-like shirt, and that's what I'm wearing for Dress Your Best night. I'm wearing a tunic shirt, some white linen pants, and has just a few sequins on it. So, and a really nice necklace. So that's as fancy as I'm getting on this trip. I have a few linen shirts, a pair of linen pants here, and then just some jewelry to kind of pull this all together. And that's it. This is the outfit I'm wearing to drive up to Baltimore in, so I will have these clothes as well as these espadrille type shoes. So my shoe count is these espadrilles, some flip-flops, some gold Birkenstocks, and that's it. So it's a pretty simple plan, and I may not be the best dressed person on the cruise, but I do feel that I will be comfortable and happy and at peace. And for me, that's what travel is about these days. So I think that's it.